Hi guys, this is Snow. So last time we created this destructible tree tiles. In this video we implement particles so we can add a little more visual effects. So when you hit these trees with your axe, you see some particles flying. Okay, so here in the game panel we create another array list. Public array list entity particle list, and then we're gonna create a class. Anyway, it's fine, but I think I'm gonna create it inside of this entity package and name this particle. And this class extends entity. Also, we declare some variables and the classes here. So first entity, and I'm gonna name this generator, and also color, and integer xd and integer yd. So this generator means the entity that produces this particle. And I'm gonna explain this xd/yd a bit later. And this constructor receives a lot of stuff. Game panel and entity, generator, and color, and integer size, and integer speed, and integer max life, integer xd, and integer yd. Ooh, yeah, a lot of parameters. So we take them as this particle's own variable, like this. This dot size, goal size. Sorry, I forgot to add this size. And this dot speed equal speed, and also life equal max life. And here we set this particles world x and world y. X equal generator dot world x, and world y equal generator dot world y. So if we are cutting this dry tree, then this is gonna be the generator. So we're gonna get this dry trees world x has this particles default world x. Okay, now let's move to this dry tree class. So in this dry tree class, we choose a color and the size and the speed and the max life of this dry trees particle. Public color get particle color, color equal color. So yeah, you can choose whatever color you want, but I'm gonna choose kind of like this brown like color, 65, 50, 30 or something, and we're gonna return it. Alright, next we're gonna set the size of this particle. So public int get particle size, int size. So any size is fine, but for example for this one I'm gonna set 6. So this means 6 pixels, and return it. then get particle speed. So this is how fast it can fly. I'm gonna set 1 and return. And finally we're gonna set max life, get particle max life. So this indicates how long this particle lasts. So I'm gonna set like 20 and return. Yeah, that's all for this class. Also, don't forget to add these methods to its superclass too. So copy and entity, open entity. So anyway, it's fine, but probably somewhere around here. And yeah, but the methods in the entity class is just a blueprint, so we don't need to set anything basically. So null 0 0 0. We always override these methods by its subclass. So also here in the entity we add one more method, public void generate particle. And okay, we get two entity. The first one is generator entity, and the other one is target. We're gonna do this a bit later. Okay, now go to the player class. Go to this damage interactive tile method. So when you hit this interactive tile, we're gonna create particle. So we're gonna call generate particle method we just created, and we're gonna pass its generator and also target. But for this interactive tile, it is this tile. So we're gonna pass this I tile index I as its generator and the target. Yeah, like this. So, and okay, let's go back to this method. First, we get the color. So generator. So we're gonna get the color from the generator. So get particle color, and also size. Call generator dot get particle size, and speed dot get particle speed, and finally max life equal generator dot get particle max life. And then we instantiate the particle class. So particle, for example, like a p1 equal new particle, and we're gonna pass those parameters. So gp and so generator, color, size, speed, max life, xt, yt. So generator is generator, and the color, and the size, speed, max life, and here xd and yd. So basically this means which direction that this particle will move to. So if you want to let this particle move to top left direction, then you pass the value like this. So xd is -1 and yd is also -1. And once you instantiated the particle, you add it to the array list. So p dot particle list dot add p1. Yeah, like this. And okay, so let's go back to this game panel. And here we add the usual stuff, update and draw. So first, update. So basically it's identical to this projectile list for loop. So we can just copy and paste and change the name. So particle list, particle list, particle list, particle list, particle list, particle list. So we scan the array, and if a particle is in a slot and if it's alive, then we update it. And if it's not alive, then we remove it from the list. Okay, then draw. And this one too, it's basically identical to this projectile list for loop. So particle. Yeah, like this. Alright, then let's go back to this particle class, and we add update and draw. Alright, we take care of the draw method first. And first we find out it's screen X and screen Y. So yeah, this is also usual stuff. Alright, then we set color of this G2. So we just, yeah, this, the color we received. And so with this color, we're gonna draw a rectangle and the screen X, screen Y, size. So width and height is this particle size. Yeah, that's all. So we draw a rectangle as a particle, but if you want to use a sprite image, you can use draw image method here and draw the sprites too. Alright, we are not done yet, but let's check how it looks like now. Yeah. So when you attack the tree, we see this small rectangle. Yeah, but it's not moving. So next we handle the update. So what we need to do is update its world X and world Y. And we type like this: world X plus XD times speed. World Y plus YD times speed. Okay, let's check this again. Yeah, so now the particle is moving like forever. So just like those projectiles, we're gonna set its life so it disappears after a while. Here we decrease its life in every loop. If life equals 0, if it hits red 0, 0, live status is false. And I think we passed 20 to this life, so basically it lasts 20 frames. Let's check it. Yeah, like this. Next, let's create 3 more particles. Go to the entity class and here P2, P3, P4. So this time we set different XD and YD on each particle. So this is going to the top left, so let's set top right, down left, and down right. So top right means X positive and Y negative, I think. And down left means X negative and Y positive. And down right means X positive and Y positive. Yeah, I think so. I hope. And add these 3 more particles. Okay, let's check. Alright. Okay. Alright, so now we see 4 particles, but maybe you have noticed that particle appear at the top left corner of the generator tile. That's because we used these tiles, world X and world Y, as its default world X and world Y. So we want to set the generator point at the center of this generator tile. So we create this offset integer. And so if it's the center of the tiles, then gp.tile size divided by 2 minus size divided by 2. And we're gonna add this offset value to this world X and world Y, like this. Alright, let's check. Yeah, like this. It looks better, I think. So now the final touch. I think it would be cool if we can add a little gravity, so the particle fly, but eventually they are kind of pulled to the ground. So we're gonna create a little if statement here. If life is max life divided by 2, so less than this value, then yd plus plus. So this means if the particle's life is the half of its max life or less, it adds 1 to yd. So this yd value gets greater in every loop. So basically the particle go down to the ground. Okay, I think it's going down a bit too fast, so let me adjust the values a little bit. So okay, not max life divided by 2, but like 3, and also let's adjust these default xd and yd a little bit. So minus 2, so we're gonna change this xd value to 2. Right, let's see. Yeah. Yeah. So like this, so you can adjust direction and the speed of particles. And this is totally optional, but there's one thing I don't really like about this. So when you hit these trees, they become half transparent. It's because it becomes invincible, but these are not monsters, so I personally feel this effect is not necessary. So for these destructible tiles, I want to disable this half transparent effect. So I'm gonna override the draw method in this interactive tile. Or you can somehow bypass the transparent effect in this entity class. Yeah, it's here. So this is the one. But either way is fine. But I think I'm gonna just copy, draw, and paste here and delete unnecessary stuff. Yeah, like this. And also we're gonna change this to down one. Okay, check this. Yep. So now the trees don't become half transparent. So as I said, this is totally optional. So if you like the half transparent effect, then you can just keep it. Alright, so that's everything about this dry trees particle. But since we implemented this particle system, let's use this for other stuff too. So I'm gonna add the particle effect to projectiles too. So open the projectile class and okay, here update. So when the player hit the monster with his projectile, then we generate particle. And here we're gonna pass its generator and the target, and this time they are different. So the generator is user's projectile. This is the generator. So if you are using the fireball, then the fireball is the generator, particle generator, and the target is monster. So we're gonna pass monster index. Okay, and okay, so when monster use the projectile and hit the player, in this case, okay, user projectile is the same, and so target is player. Open fireball and lock. Okay, we can just copy from this dry tree. So we can just copy these 4 methods and paste it here. And yeah, you can choose whatever color and size, speed, max life you want. So I want to use like a fire-like color, so reddish color, like this. And the size, okay, so for experiment, let's create a bit more larger particle, like 10 pixels. And the speed is the same, maybe max life. I guess it's okay as they are. Alright, and okay, let's copy this and paste it in this lock class too. Alright, so it's like a brownish color. Okay, I think that's everything, so let's check. Alright. Come on, hit me. Oh, throw the lock, please. Okay, and now fireball. Yeah. Yep, now we see particles when we hit with projectiles too. So that's everything. Basically, if you set its generator and its target, you can create particles with any objects. Hope this was useful for you. Thanks for watching, and until next time.